Oh, hey, good morning, everyone. It's been a while since I've done any kind of video. I guess I did a drum cover rock and roll thing a few weeks back. Oh, to be honest with you, it's been hard for me to be motivated for a couple of reasons. I've had this arthritis pain or whatever going on for coming up on 2 years. And when I went to Canada on vacation, I noticed, hey, I haven't been having pain. And two things: work and drumming, I think, is was exacerbating it. And it still feels pretty good, but I've been having some recording software issues. Drives me nuts. And so I've been playing a lot of bass at home, just working on stuff. I recorded a James Taylor tune and did the bass part, and it sounded great. And I was like, okay, I've got this rehearsed. I'm going to record this. I'll do it tomorrow. And I went back, and tomorrow the file was gone. And so anyway, the computer shut off without me saving the program or saving the recording. So it was kind of driving me crazy. So I thought, just for fun, I'm in a reminiscent mood because I got a bunch of pictures from my youth, and it brought back a lot of memories. And one of the memories I had was my brother and I, when I was about 7 years old. We had a little, I might have been 6. I think I was 7 though. About first grade, something like that. We had a little drum circle, and it's not like the drum circles that you see these days and are very organized. It was just him and I. And one of the things I loved to do is I had a record player, and I would play 45s and of all the rock and roll and pop tunes of the day, and I just enjoyed that. And I was becoming very aware of rhythm and drums and drumming. And I was like, yeah, this is cool. This is neat. And I would try and play along with it on my coffee can drum set. I would have one of these, but I had the bottom cut out, so it had a nice do sound. So it'd be better than that. It actually had kind of a little bit of resonance. And I think the coffee cans, they were 3 pound, and this is almost 2 pounds, so they were a little taller. So you had that concert tom sound or something. Anyway, so I'd be listening to something like I don't know, some 45, like it might have been the Monkees, like I'm a Believer or something like that. And I would start to play along with that rhythm, and I thought love was only true in fairy tales, and I could play along with that. And sometimes I would just do the backbeat part. I didn't know what a snare drum was. Didn't know what a bass drum was. I didn't really understand a drum set other than the fact that I had seen one and saw a drummer playing it when I was, I don't know, probably 6 months before that. And he was in my brother's class. My brother's 5 years older than me. So he was in 6th grade when I saw this group as a first grader. And, but I put I thought love was only true in fairy tales. And I'm like, oh, yeah. And then he would sit down and say, what are you doing? You know, and he was like the jock. He was the baseball player, football player. And I was the kid that was interested in music. And so I'm playing with records here. You want to play? Okay. And so the drum set, it consisted of a coffee can, and then I had another tin that I think was like a cookie tin, which my wife still uses, particularly during the holidays. It was just a tin with a metal top, and if you put some screws and junk in there, you would get kind of a rattle and a raspy snare drum sound. And So I knew the sounds, but I didn't really understand snare drum and bass drum or anything like that. I just heard what I heard, and I was trying to cop it, which I'm still trying to do. And oh, couches were good too. I remember playing on that kind of thing. So I was like, "Yeah, you want to listen to records with me? Here, you play this part. Do this, okay?" And he'd be like, "Okay." No, no, it's more like that. Play along with the record. I thought love was only true in fairy tales. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's it. That's it. I'll play this part. And he'd be like, doom, doom, doom. I thought love was only true in fairy tales. Okay, yeah. Let me play that other part now, and you just play this part. And so he grabbed the other stick, and we had the coffee can set. But for mallets, I had a set of Tinker Toys, and these were wooden dowels and wooden um, wheels and things like that. And you could build things like little cars or a windmill or something like that with Tinker Toys. They're for a very creative mind, which served me well in my current profession, I think. So the mallet would be one of the purple or green because they were the longer ones. The red ones were short, the blue ones were shorter, I believe. It's been a long time. But you would take a dowel and then it had a split on the end, and then you could press fit a round wheel on the thing, and that would make a really good mallet. And so I'd grab that mallet, and I'm like, here, you take this one. And so we both have a mallet, and we put that on, and he'd be like, and then I'd be playing. Uh, and we'd be playing along with the monkeys or the Partridge Family or whatever was on our 45s at the time. And so that was really some of my first memories of making music with another person, my brother. And that was a really cool memory. And then eventually, then I'm like, well, I'm like asking him, hey, you want to play drums again? Let's play along. I don't want to do that. Well, first of all, I'm, 5 years younger, and he wants to go outside and, build a tree fort or, play baseball or football or something. So I was left to my own devices. So I was like, okay, well, if you can do that rhythm and you can do that rhythm, boom, 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 and then dap, dap, okay, I'll just do it by myself. And I would take the one drum and I thought love was only true in fairy tales, or whatever the song was. I'm a believer, I couldn't leave her if I tried. Do 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 do. That's that's how I learned my first memories of drumming. For real. I do remember. I have some vague memories of being on the kitchen floor and the proverbial pots and pans and king king king. With the saucepan lids and stuff like that. Every kid likes to bang on stuff, but to really have a rhythmic sense and understanding what was going on, that goes back. And it was a couple years later where I got hooked up with a drum corps teacher that my sister, who's like 10 years older than me, she was interested in this guy because she marched in drum corps and mostly carried a flag, I think, but she did do some tenor drum. And she hooked me up with this teacher, and he taught me how to play paradiddles and just writing out rhythms. One E and a two and a three and four E and a one E and a two and a three and four E and a. So I learned how to read and count, by the time I was 8, and that helped a lot because then I kind of put that on ice after I don't know how many lessons I had. Maybe it was 2 months. Maybe it was more than that. I guess I'd be surprised if it were more than 5 or 6, maybe 8 lessons. I really would. But I think they were 50 cents at a time back in 1972. And eventually, after a couple years break, got a little bit bigger drum set and a real drum set with a pedal and a drum teacher that taught me how to read and play patterns on the drum set. But we had to buy a hi-hat for that. So anyway, yeah, beginnings. That's what this is all about. I'd like to hear what your beginning was. Make a video of it and send me a link. Or just write in the comments. What was your beginning in your musical journey? Whether you're a drummer or a guitar player or a trombone player, I love to hear it all. It's a great thing. So, anyway, high yield. We'll see you later.